Third straight session of losses for equity markets. The Nifty down nearly 400 points. That's about 2.3%. Remember, it touched a peak of 18,604 in the week so far. Continued to see volatility in trade today. However, the Nifty bounced back from a low of 18,048, finally settling at about 18,178. That's down about 88 points for the session. Sensex was down about 300 points for the session at 60,923. Private sector banks, along with stocks like BPCL, Tata Motors, Coal India, helping the Nifty recoup some of those losses. Among the sectoral indices, the S&P BSE BankX, Private Bank Index, PSU Index and Auto Index all gained between 0.5 to 2%, while the BSE IT, Metal, Telecom, Realty and Consumer Discretionary Index lost between 1.5 to 2.5%. Among the individual stocks, IRCTC recovered some of its losses witnessed in previous sessions, closing the day up 3% in trade. Top laggards on your screen as well: Asian Paints, Hindalco, Infi, RIL, TCS, some of the big names that were on the losing side today. Top of the charts, however, Kotak Bank up 7%, Tata Motors another 4.5% higher there. Grasim, HDFC and BPCL managed to perform well today. Now a big Business Today TV exclusive. A consortium led by Gujarat and Maharashtra-based tycoon Nikhil Merchant is leading the race to acquire the debt-laden Reliance Naval and Engineering Limited, originally known as Pipavav Shipyard. Sources have told Business Today TV that Merchant, who has a $1 billion LNG port and regasification terminal project coming up adjacent to the shipyard, is the force behind the 2,400 crore rupee bid by Hazel Mercantile. The low-profile and astute businessman, who is the managing director of Swan Energy, is said to have plans to build frontline warships and submarines at the shipyard once it comes out of bankruptcy court. The other bidders included a Dubai-based NRI who offered lenders only 100 crore rupees. The second, slightly higher bid of 400 crore rupees was put in by steel tycoon Naveen Jindal's group. Let's go across to Chetan Bhutani for more details on this and who's really emerging as the frontline bidder.
Well, Reliance Naval could soon see a debt resolution. What we are given to understand from our sources is the fact that Nikhil Merchants Consortium is an active lead to acquire the debt-ridden company. In fact, Reliance Naval owes banks about 12,000 crore rupees. In fact, IDBI Bank and SBI Bank are in fact the major consortium of banks who has the maximum exposure. In fact, our sources tell us that SBI's exposure to Reliance Naval is about 1,900 odd crore rupees. In fact, Reliance Naval's bid has been fetched about 2,400 crore rupees by Nikhil Merchants Consortium and 400 crore rupees by Jindal Group. So definitely the lenders are also, I'm told by my sources, are very keen on closing this. In fact, because you remember ABG Shipyard and Bharti Shipyard eventually went into liquidation as the bidding process completely failed. So in times to come, we could expect the consortium led by Nikhil Merchant eventually winning the race for Reliance Naval.
A historic feat achieved as India administers over 100 crore vaccine doses. As India scales Mount Billion, the Prime Minister salutes COVID warriors, calling it a triumph of Indian science. In an exclusive interaction, Serum Institute's chief, Adar Poonawalla, talks about vaccinating the world. With India restarting the export of vaccines, will the country play a pivotal role in protecting the world from COVID? Listen in to what Adar Poonawalla had to say.
We took advances from a lot of countries, which then we had to return some of that. When we said we need more time to supply. But that's what we're looking forward to now. That's the final frontier where we get back to vaccinating the rest of the world, especially the low and middle income countries where only 3% of Africa is vaccinated. Because we need to be able to provide these $3 vaccines compared to what else is available to them. And they're really counting on us and on India.
Are you convinced that your commitment under the COVAX global sharing effort, you'll be able to sort of match all those commitments? Because for months, India didn't export vaccines. Do you see that now picking up over the next few months?
Absolutely. The Honorable Health Minister in India announced that yes, exports will resume. We're waiting to see the stock position in India, which, as I told you, is very good. You've got more than 3 weeks worth of stock, vaccine stock, compared to the vaccination rate of India at the moment. So you've got a good buffer being built up. And as that buffer keeps building up with other Indian vaccine manufacturers also scaling up,